Hi friends, Living Fit with Laura. I'm up here on Red Hill Drive with Blossom and Pixie, and I can see Mount Adams here. And I just want to encourage us to all get outside to get our range of motion exercise. We do what we can. We adapt to our limitations, surgeries, injuries, but we do not give up hope. This is Living Fit with Laura. I'd like to encourage us to continue moving our bodies however way we can. We do what we can. We don't want a sedentary life. When I was in a leg cast for 3 months, I still did upper body exercise. I did leg lifts using my cast as a resistance, and I took advantage of my situation by doing what I could and not focusing on what I could not do. So we do what we can, and we do not focus on what we cannot do. We keep our eyes focused on the sun. I'm very encouraged today because I came up further this morning. The last time I was able to do this was before my foot surgery, way back in April. And I'm able to walk a little bit further. We continue moving forward to those things that lie ahead, putting behind us those things that lie behind. Hope is our favorite four-letter word. What is hope? Having optimism, persisting through everything. Let me say it again. Having optimism, persisting through everything. We remember that this day will never come again. This day will never come again. So for those of my friends with depression, remember, this too shall pass. Our lives continue to change. So the situation or circumstance or relationship issue or health issue or money issue that has you feeling depressed is temporary. We keep our mind on the eternal things, remembering that the temporary circumstances are just that. They are temporary. And so we do not allow ourselves to become hopeless based on temporary, fleeting circumstance. Just as we stand on a moving sidewalk at the airport to get to our terminal, and we see people coming on and coming off that moving sidewalk, we stay on the straight and narrow because we remember that we want to get to the terminal, we want to get to our destination. If we got on and off with every passenger that got on and off, we would never get to our terminal, we'd never get to our destination. So we walk the straight and narrow. The straight and narrow is the way that we live, and we enjoy the peace that passes all understanding. We remember that the wide, unpaved road is the road that this culture teaches us, promises us peace if we do this or that, if we chase after elusive things, if we have a certain number of money and dollars in the bank, if we look a certain way, if we have the right job, the right circle of friends, then we will have peace. But it never quite happens because a me-centered way of living that depends on circumstance is a recipe for discontentment. Remember that when we are me-centered, we are unhappy because it is a bottomless pit. There's always more money to be had. There's always a better job to be had. We can get always a little bit thinner. The circumstances can always change to a little bit better. So when we focus on circumstance for our peace, it is a recipe for discontentment. We must never focus on circumstance for our peace because our circumstances change, and it is a recipe to be discontent. Just wanting to encourage my friends to not get discouraged with temporary limitations, temporary circumstances. Remember that even if we are ill or we have serious financial problems, or whatever the circumstance, illness, injury, the passing of a parent, the passing of a loved one, One of my classmates just lost her husband of 43 years. That's very life-changing, very life-altering. And I would like to remind us that when we have a life-altering event, our lives are not over. We adjust, adapt, and accept those life-altering events that will change the way we live. We live a new normal, but our lives are not over. We continue to have hope because our lives are not over. While we are on this earth a short time, we will live the best life that we can to leave a legacy of hope. We will live our lives the best that we can, touching other people's lives in the best way that we can. How do we touch other people's lives? We decide not to complain, criticize, curse, and condemn our lives by the language that we use, by the topics that we talk about. Comparing is a recipe for misery. I made extensive videos on complaining, comparing, criticizing, and condemning a couple years ago. You can look those up on my YouTube page. But when we do those bad unhealthy habits, we're essentially creating our own misery. So Living Fit with Laura, let's get on this beautiful day. Let's get our exercise. Remember that hope is our favorite four-letter word. And remember that our limitations, our physical limitations will always change. I can now walk a little bit further, and I cannot run. I probably will never be able to run because I have titanium plates and screws in my foot, and I can't really bend my foot. May not ever be able to run, but I can do many other things. So we focus on those things we can do. We don't focus on those things we cannot do. We adjust and adapt to change, remembering that our peace and our sanity does not come from circumstance. Our peace and our sanity, the reason we are sane, stable, serene, and strong is because we rely on the Creator that gave us breath. The reason that we are sane, stable, serene, and strong is because we rely on the Creator, our Savior, the only God that gave us breath. I'm going to have a wonderful day because I've decided to. I'm going to have a wonderful day because I'm going to have a clean and healthy attitude. I'm going to have a weightlifting workout when I get home, and I'm going to live the best life I can these 24 hours. Living Fit with Laura. Let's have a great attitude today. Let's make someone else's life better. Get out and get our exercise. Have an awesome day with me, getting and staying sane, stable, serene, and strong. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.